is up, everybody? I'm Johnny Blacklight. Welcome to another episode of Blacklight File 237. And yeah, man, I think I got a little bit of maybe rabbit hole paralysis, you could say. Not really sure what direction to go in with my next video. I've just been looking into all these different rabbit holes, and I'm just not quite sure which one to dive all the way down. So I decided in today's video, we'll do what we've done before, and we'll just kind of let old JC take the wheel. And we'll just kind of click through the weird side of TikTok and see what we can find. Also, if you have any particular recommendations, let me know as far as rabbit holes go that you think would be interesting and make for interesting content here for the channel. Suggest them in the comments and I'll make a viewer request list and we'll get into them. So yeah, man, let's just jump right into it and see what we can find today.
You will know that last year I met Ford Vampire when I was driving Lyft. I picked him up and, well, there's a whole story about that. From there, I was then contacted by several vampire because they saw my video, and I started sharing content from one in particular that had gotten the green light from the order. If you don't know what an order is, that is their form of government. We have whatever the heck it is. I can't even tell.
I've been looking into this rabbit hole quite a bit lately. The vampires may be real rabbit hole. It's been a pretty interesting one. Was thinking about maybe going with dedicated video for that, but I don't know. Eventually we will. But yeah, the theory is basically that there's a whole underground secret society of real vampires. The movies we see are loosely based documentaries apparently, and there's some truth to some of this stuff apparently, allegedly. I don't know. But what I do know is it's very interesting and I do like looking into it. So let's get back into it.
Tell you what it is right about now. But they have their own government as well. And like us, different countries have their own order. But I digress. And so I started sharing different information that I was learning and also answering questions that you guys had. Then you also know that I decided to take a step back from content about vampires, primarily because it just got a little overwhelming for me. What you don't know is that behind the scenes, I continued an interaction with a vampire. And that relationship helped me unlock some of my gifts and sort of guide me along my spiritual journey. So I'm going to start a series, and in this series, feel free to drop questions because I won't just be giving information. I do also want to answer some questions that you all may have. This series will not be to glorify or fantasize darkness, but it will show how darkness can teach light through contrast. And some of you may be wondering, how do you know that they're a vampire? How do you know that they're not just playing with you or trying to trick you?
Right.
Because vampires have a very specific energetic signature. They feel very specific.
Vibes.
And if you know, you know. And even when you don't know, you know.
Dark vibes.
So if you would like to go on this journey with me, then drop a follow. And
you know what? I will. I'll follow and we'll check it out, man. I'll check in and see what she has to say, and maybe we'll check out some of her videos here and kind of see what's going on. I have seen a few interesting ones. I have some saved that I do want to talk about at some point of real life vampire encounter stories that I've come across that are very interesting. So yeah, man, we'll look into it.
I grew up in Appalachia for 26 years of my life. I'm from Mason County, West Virginia. That is where the origin story of the Mothman is. And so many people in this app kind of make the stories about Appalachia so far-fetched, but also underfetched. And I have so many weirder stories than these basic stories about a dark figure in a tree, or I heard a whistle, you better run to your house, or like a whatever the heck. I would say it's far scarier than what they lead on, and it's much more bizarre living in Appalachia, specifically West Virginia. For example, so how our property was set up growing up, we had my house and then a garage apartment, adjacent to the house, and that's where our family friend named Priscilla lived. She lived there for like 15 years. Both places, I would argue, are haunted, and I have so many stories about our physical house built in like the 80s. It was haunted. We heard shit. There was so many weird things that every family member just experienced. And then also Priscilla's garage apartment was also heavily haunted and would have weird shit going on too. But that's a different video. So Priscilla, or my mom called over to Priscilla's house one night. I was like probably in like fifth or sixth grade, around that time. And my mom called over to Priscilla and was like, "Hey, let's go down to Mom's, which is my grandma's house." And her house is about like a 10-minute drive down to this place called Fraser's Bottom. And Priscilla's like, "Yeah, let's go." And I wanted to go with them because I like those 7 o'clock. I think it was on a Friday or something like that. Like it was like a weekend. We didn't have anything to do the next day, and my mom was like, "Okay, let's get on to Priscilla's." And so we loaded up the van, and it's just a normal drive. It's just a normal drive, and we passed down on Old 35, which is this road. It's like a 2-lane road. It's super busy. At this point in time, it wasn't busy at all, and it was just us on the road. And we're driving, and all of a sudden, I was playing my DS, my either no, I think it was a Game Boy Advance SP at the time. It was a Game Boy Advance SP, and I was playing my Game Boy Advance SP at the time, and my mom screamed to like bloody fucking murder in the van, and Priscilla screamed too at the same time. I look up and I see this weird fucking creature with like a tail. Like the tail was like doing weird shit in the fucking air. This creature flew down on the road and like walked weird, and like its tail was flopping, its wings were like
Creepy.
flopping, and then just jumped and flew the fuck off. I'm getting chills right now. I'm literally getting fucking chills.
That's wild.
Like I legitimately reliving that.
You saw
getting
something.
fucking chills. Like, can you see that? Like those are fucking goosebumps. So shit like that would happen. It was not the size of the Mothman, and it's not the size of a crane. It wasn't just a regular bird. This thing was like humanoid, and
Weird.
it jumped. It like flew down in front of us, walked on 2 legs, had arms and a tail and wings, and flew the fuck off. It fucking jumped. It power jumped and flew off. It's fucking weird. And then we drove to my grandma's in pure silence.
I bet.
We were like, "What the fuck was that?" And we get to my grandma's. We tell them about it.
You're driving
and
home.
They're just like, "You all are full of shit." But it's like
Driving to another
3
state.
people saw the same thing. And to this day, I still get chills thinking about that night or talking about that night. And this is the area where the Mothman is, seen. It's not the size of the Mothman. It's not the fucking Mothman.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. And it's not a crane. Cranes don't have arms or a humanoid fucking head. It's weird.
Good point.
And I have weirder stories that still give me reactions to this day because, again, so many people in this app are getting Appalachia wrong.
All right. I'm going to follow this guy. This sounds very interesting. I definitely want to see what else kind of stuff this guy posts. I'm going to save this one too, just in case, so I can remember. But yeah, man, this sounds like some kind of odd humanoid creature, almost like maybe some sort of Wendigo or Skinwalker or something, maybe mid-transformation or something like that. I mean, the Appalachia rabbit hole, definitely one I've looked into a little bit. The weird entities, the mimics, the voices trying to linger people into the woods. That one's always been very interesting to me. Just so creepy and otherworldly, and just feels nefarious, and like some dark forces are at play here. You know what I mean? So many cool theories about Appalachia, though, with some of the oldest woods ever. I think I saw a video at some point saying that much of the Appalachian Trail and mountains and trees and forest areas has never been submerged underwater ever in history, at least not for a very long time. So the theory could be that maybe there's things that lived and roamed the earth years ago and are still there, and maybe that's why we're seeing little things come from there. Also, the feral people is also a very interesting one for me. Not so supernatural, but just an odd, crazy phenomenon that there could be just regular people out there who have adapted to living basically like cavemen, basically. That one's always been very interesting to me, too. See, I love these type of stories, man. They're just so creepy and so weird. It seems genuine here. Seems like he really did see something. You know what I mean? Maybe might not be sure what he saw, but he saw something. And he couldn't explain it. His brain couldn't explain it to himself. So, yeah, very interesting comment there at the end. Everybody's getting Appalachia wrong, and him being from there. So, definitely intrigued to see more of what he has to say about that.
I need you guys to hear me out and not think I'm fucking crazy, okay? Because I'm not fucking crazy. I know I'm not. This started about 2 weeks ago, okay? I was sitting at the dinner table with my parents and my son, and we were finishing up to eat, and all of a sudden I heard this strange tone. That's the only way I can... It wasn't a sound, it was a tone. You know how like sometimes one ear will go deaf and the other ear will start ringing? That's
Yep.
not like this. This was a tone. And I stood up really fast and I was like, do you guys hear that? And my son was like, yeah, I do hear it. And then all of a sudden, it felt like because I was moving my head so fast to try to figure out where this sound was coming from, I got so incredibly dizzy that I got this entire weird vibration just through my body. And my mom goes, welcome to menopause. And I was like, no. And I was like, Dad, can you hear it with your hearing aids in? And he was like, I don't have them in, but I can hear it.
Wow.
So I'm like hearing it throughout dinner, and my son and I finish up and we stand up, we go into the kitchen, and we're both trying to like figure out where this tone is coming from. And we're both kind of like looking up at the top of the cabinets, and like the cabinets that are like on top of the refrigerator is where it sounds like it's coming from, but we can't place it, and we just kind of like, we all kind of ignored it, went to bed, whatever. But it was the strangest, oddest feeling. And for the rest of the week, up until I left to go visit my husband and my daughter, I was dizzy. I was like off kilter, if you will, like misstepping, like I was just dizzy. I couldn't explain it. So then this morning, my mom and I were sitting out on the lanai, and she starts reading me this Facebook post that was posted in Verona Beach communities or whatever, and over 200 people, I think it's up to almost 400 people now, have commented and said something about last night specifically around midnight, that there was objects in the sky that were causing people to feel vibrations. They were hearing a whooshing sound.
Wow.
And the traffic lights were going crazy. They weren't blinking yellow or blinking red. They were just blinking, all the colors just blinking, going crazy. They were having power outages. Their cell phones weren't working, or their cell phones were going dark. Their Wi-Fi was out. Like, all this crazy shit at all at the same time in Vero Beach, okay? Like, up near the airport. This is like 400 different comments. And one lady was like, well, I got a picture of it. And another lady was like, bet. I have a video of it. So she gets a fucking video of this thing, and it's, of course, it looks like it was taken on a potato, recorded on
Always.
a potato.
Every time.
Because that's what happens when you record this shit in the
Maybe.
sky for some reason. But
Cloaking device.
she records it. It's like a long cylindrical light, and you hear this whooshing sound coming from it, almost as if a car is passing by, but a car is not passing by, okay? It is just, it's coming from this thing in the sky. And then other people are like, yes, that's exactly what I heard. Yes, it's Vero Beach. We live near the ocean, but the airport is like 10 miles in, so it wasn't waves. No, it wasn't that windy, so no, it wasn't like air through the palm trees, because that could make the noise too. This was a very distinct whooshing sound. Then people started showing and sharing pictures of what the clouds look like after they saw the light in the cloud. And it was so fucking weird, because the light would be there, and then they'd go take the picture, and like they'd capture the light and it would be there, and then it would be gone, and there'd be like a hole left in the cloud, but like with like
A whole
like
bunch.
finger clouds left
Weird.
behind it. It'd be like a hole with like finger, like it just looked like somebody punched a cloud and went like that. Like a whole, hard to explain. You have to see it. If you go look for like Verona Beach communities on Facebook, like body vibrations or power outages in Vero Beach on Facebook, I'm sure you're gonna find it. So anyways, tonight after dinner, I'm washing the dishes, and we were all gonna sit down and watch Weapons, the movie, on HBO Max, which, by the way, Crazy fucking good movie.
I liked it.
And my phone stays lit up unless I physically hit the button to turn it off. I just have it on like constantly. And it was laying face up, and I have the water on, all the lights are on, the TV's on. I'm like, I had to talk loud to my parents because they're going deaf, and I was like, leave the goddamn movie paused until I'm done cleaning up. And they were like, what? I was like, leave the goddamn, and as soon as I said goddamn, boom, everything went black. And when I say everything went black, I mean even my cell phone screen went black.
What the fuck?
And I stood there for about 5 seconds with, like, not even moving. Nobody said a word. Everything came back on. My phone came back on. We were all staring at each other. And my mom goes, what time is it? And I was like, I looked at my phone. I was like, 7:08 p.m. And I turned around and I looked at the microwave and the stove. They'd never said reset, and they never were flashing. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And when I tell you it got so dark, it got so dark. Like, it's giving me chills thinking about how dark it got. It wasn't a typical, like, power outage. It got dark. I mean, it was dark as fuck dark. Like, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face dark. So then I get on our HOA Facebook community, our community, our neighborhood community, and I was like, hey, I know everyone else experienced this, but this is what I saw this morning on Facebook. Has anyone else experienced weird stuff lately along with this power surge that we just had? When I tell you that I am so fucking creeped out. Yeah, I'm sleeping with my blinds open. I am, because I want to see some shit. And I have
Watch
a
the
mirror
skies
on my wall right in front of me here, so I can see out my window. But anyways, there's this lady who said, my neighbors moved out a month ago. In the past 5 days, the garage door has been opening and shutting constantly by itself, and nobody's in there. That's
weird.
one thing. Another thing, three different people have said the volume on our TV, we used to have to only put it to 10, but now we have to put it to 18. 3 different people said the same numbers.
Weird.
What? That is so fucking weird to me. The last power surge we had, that was like, I don't know, a couple days ago. I guess I must not have been home, or we weren't home or something. I don't know. Blew a couple people's AC machines out, like their AC units out, their fans. Our TV downstairs will randomly, like, we'll be watching something on Hulu or somewhere, and it'll just reset itself and go back to, like, live TV or off. But my Samsung used to do that. I got my Samsung way back in like 2007, and it was the capacitors. So I'm like, you know, it might have to do something with that. But even the dog and the cat started acting weird.
Oh, wow.
And you know, it's all old people, and they don't believe in, you know, conspiracy theories. And all these old people on here are like, yo, we're all having this weird shit happen, and all this weird shit happen, and so then get this. So I go on to check the comments, and where I moved from has a post that says the same fucking shit.
Wow.
1,200 miles away. Except they're just starting it. Like, hey, I saw this object in the sky. It split in two. And then I heard this whooshing sound, and I was like, hey, it's been happening down here for a couple weeks. Just heads up.
What the hell?
I don't want to say the word Project Bluebeam, but, like, is it? Is that what this is? Is this the noise and the dizzy and the things? What the fuck is going on?
Man, great story. Super interesting. I love the levels of it. How there's like UAP or UFO connections to it as well in the same area. The shared experience of multiple accounts, many accounts, according to her, when it comes to like Facebook and stuff like that, and people talking about what's going on with this and experiencing very similar things. Super creepy and super weird. And then to see it happening, what'd you say, 1,200 miles away or whatever, like the beginning of it, like stuff that she had already experienced before and then escalated to more. Wow, dude, something's going on around there. That's interesting. I'm going to save this one as well and look into this, follow her, see if she posts anything else.
Yo, what the fuck is that? Vero Beach. There's like a big ball of light and then a little small light behind it.
This one's
It's
the
a
same.
clear fucking sky outside.
That's the same location, but a few
What is
years
that?
ago. Creepy.
Oh, my shit's so blurry. Why do I gotta be walking my dog right now? Oh, my finger's locked. I can't move it. Ugh.
I mean, the footage seems genuine. It doesn't seem like a weird AI video. But I don't know. It's also, a few years before AI got good, so.
I don't know what that is.
Weird.
It's like fading.
And the same thing I'd be doing. I'd be filming the shit out of that thing. Whatever it is. It's like it's circling or something.
That ain't no plane.
I don't know. Let's see. Fast forward a little bit.
It's
Seems like it's pretty much, like you said, disappearing, I guess.
There's nothing. There's the moon.
I don't know. Seems like there might be something going on over here in this area in Florida. Definitely another rabbit hole to look into, so that's always fun.
This is so disturbing. So disturbing. I don't know if many of you are seeing these articles that are coming out about Italy investigating what they're calling sniper safaris. You know how you see pictures of rich people going to Africa to hunt lions and zebras and rhinos and giraffes and all of these different animals, and it's super messed up. Well, Italy is investigating that in the 1990s, wealthy people from the US, the UK, France, Germany, Italy, Russia were flying to Bosnia, an active war zone, specifically Sarajevo, a besieged city, an active war zone, to hunt human beings.
That's wild.
Wealthy people were paying $90,000 and above
Most dangerous game.
to go hunt civilians for fun. And they were paying extra to hunt children.
So evil.
People flying from different countries to an active war zone to hunt human beings.
And I wouldn't put it past
Human
them.
children. And it makes you wonder if this was going on in the 90s, and apparently there was a documentary that came out in 2022 called Sarajevo Safari. Like, if we're just now hearing about these things, like, it makes you wonder what's going on in the active war zones around the world.
Oh, shit.
Like, it's so disturbing. Like, what the fuck? This is so...
Yeah, man. My mom recently showed me like an article or something that was, I can't remember the details. I need to go ask her again. It was a few days ago about some people that like escaped something like this. I don't know if it was in America. I'm not sure where it was at. Where it was at. It was early in the morning, and I can't remember. I'm gonna go ask her though later and figure that out. But oh man, just such a just evil, just straight up evil concept. And with everything going on right now and all this weird information coming out about stuff, Epstein file stuff, the people that are connected with this, weird satanic cults, ball worshiping freaking weirdos, dude. There's some weird stuff going on, man. There's a battle between good and evil, apparently, is what it seems to be. And man, this kind of stuff is just so dark and so creepy and so unsettling. But yeah, I've been seeing more and more and more information come out about this kind of stuff. And I have a weird feeling we're going to find something out about something, some odd, nefarious syndicate of people that do this or something, man. I'm going to look more into it later and we'll talk more about it. But that's when stuff gets really dark.
I saw a post about Appalachia and all the haunted stories and whatnot, and I realized I haven't seen many black people talk about this, right? So I grew up in Georgia, below the foothills of the Appalachian Mountain. Our land was somewhere around the Indian territories. How do I know that? We had Indian burial grounds in our property in the woods that the state hadn't even claimed yet, and we could find arrowheads 24/7, so we kind of knew where we were. But there were things around there as a kid that I thought was just normal because, it happened every day. So I didn't think nothing about it. And where I grew up was out in the sticks, like way out in the sticks. So if you want to see your neighbor, you had to go for a little walk. It might take a little time. And then before then, there's old people who live there, so them not the friends you're looking for. One of my best friends, I'm not going to say his name, but he was probably like, I don't know, a mile or two down the street. But I wouldn't call it a street, it's a road. It used to be a dirt road, and then it got paved one day. That's how far and long ago this was, and how far in the country it was a dirt road. Anyway, it was paved at this point. But we walked, me and my brother would go down there, play with him, and the rules were to come back before nightfall. When you live out in the country, there are no street lights. So your walk home is in the dead of dark or just by moonlight. Now remember, this is in the 90s. So I was in second grade, and I was that far away from home because it was normal back then. People weren't getting kidnapped or people happening to them. People actually went outside and played. Anyway, we're at my friend's house. We're down there, how far away he is, and there's a big hill you have to walk up to get to his house, right? I'm sorry, the big hill you have to walk up to go back home after leaving his house. So he lived at the bottom of this hill, and this hill was we used to skateboard down it. We used to do all kinds of wild stuff, ride bikes, no brakes, everything was fun. Anyway, one day we're playing hard, and I'm in second grade. My brother's probably in fourth or fifth. Somewhere up in there. And we're down there playing. And we go inside and play video games inside or play race cars and stuff. Anyhow, before we know it, it's dark outside. We look out the window, and there's no sunlight, and it's dark.
Uh-oh.
My brother and I immediately panicked, oh, crap, we got to walk home. So and he's older than me, he's faster than me, and we're walking up the hill. And to the left is where the woods are. There's nothing back there. You can go in that sucker for 2 or 3 miles of nothing. Right, maybe probably 5-10 miles of nothing. We play there during the daytime, but not at night. And the moonlight is guiding the road, and there's darkness amongst the trees because of the canopy. And we're walking, and we're quiet because we live out in the country. You hear everything. So we're walking. It's dark, and we look to the left. Well, from the left, we can hear up on the hill on the ridge that looks down onto the road. We can hear things walking through the leaves. Mind you, it could be any animals. We're just as long as it doesn't do anything crazy, we're going to keep walking.
Right.
So we're walking. And then we start to hear it with bigger steps and heavier steps. And that's walking technically beside us at the same pace we're at. So we're stop. And then we hear it take 2 more steps and it'll stop. And we'll walk more. And he's looking at me like, I hope you're ready to run. Right when you top this hill, the road flattens out, the woods end, and there's a path that comes down from the woods into the road. We just ride our bikes in it during the day. And so we know this path, and we hear this thing walking beside. We look up there, we can see something moving in the shadows, because it's so dark, you can't really identify what it is. And, at this point, this is a normal thing, like I said. But I'm scared normally, but this is my normal scare because I'm a kid. I'm walking, and and my brother started walking a little faster. I'm like, oh, crap. Now we got at least a half a mile back home. He's faster than me. Once we top this hill, it's going to be something like a quarter mile back home. If he takes off running, I'm going to get left, right? That's what I'm thinking. He's my big brother, but he's not going to stay for me. He's going to go home and tell Dad. Anyway, so we're walking. Next thing you know, things still going, and he starts getting up further, and I'm trying to keep up. My little legs are trying to keep up, and he just coming in right where the path is going to meet the wood's going to meet the road into the path. My brother doesn't even look back. He just takes off. And then I hear the footsteps faster. And so I take off. And I'm listening, I'm running fast as I can. I'm not slow, but I'm running fast as I can. Next thing I hear and then I don't hear the crunching sound. I hear the dirt crunch, dirt, then pavement. I am terrified. I'm too afraid to look back because it was going so fast. My dogs, by the time I get up to my yard, we had a fence and we had dogs. The dogs are at the fence, barking like crazy in my direction. My brother flies past the fence because you had to go up to the driveway to come down there. I'm like, I'm not going to make it all the way past the fence to go to the driveway. I'm at the clear fence. My dogs are going nuts. I mean, backs bowed, barking. I'm little. And there's a fire hydrant right outside of our fence. And I'm like, I can't climb it fast enough if this creature is close to me, but I'm going to get over it. And my dogs are going nuts and running. And I ran, put one foot on the fire hydrant, and I jumped, cleared the fence. It wasn't a huge fence, only like maybe 4 or 5 feet tall. Step on the fire hydrant, jump, and I cleared the fence, and I rolled on the ground. My dogs didn't come lick on me like they normally do or jump on me. They were facing the fence, still going crazy. And I look back up real quick to see if I can see the creature, see if I got a dodge or something. And across the street, we had a row of magnolia trees. And you see something just disappear into the brush to the magnolias. And I was like, holy shnikes. I immediately ran in the house and told my dad. And he just told me, I told you not to be out past dark.
Yep.
You're going to learn because you're going to keep having that same incident. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't like surprised. He just kind of like knew. And we left it at that, but it was normal.
Creepy, man. Yeah, you never know, dude. You never know what's out there. It could be an animal. It could be something else. It could be creepy people. It could be some of those feral people or something like that. You never know, dude. Or, it could be a jaguar or something. Mountain lion. Bear. Scary.
So I've been working at a hotel for, a couple years now. And I've never had anything like this happen. And I'm borderline freaked out. I'm not going to lie. So I'm sitting down here at the front desk, right? And I'm on the computer and I'm just typing away. Phone rings. I don't look at the phone. I just answer it. And, I say my whole little spiel or whatever. And it's just silent. The phone is just silent. After about, 3 or 4 seconds, I say hello again. Nothing. And right before I go to hang up, it sounds like I'm hearing somebody just like breathing on the other line. I just hang up and I'm like, okay, whatever. I ain't thinking twice about it.
Right.
But then I go and look at the caller ID and let me show y'all something. All right. That's the room that called. Okay? Peep that. 505. Now let me show y'all something. I'm gonna go over here to the elevator so y'all know I'm not bullshitting. And I'm gonna turn the camera around. How many fucking floors do you see here?
What?
Because I'm pretty sure we don't have a room 505 nor a 5th floor. This would be the night I quit. I don't
Dude,
do that shit.
for real,
I
dude.
don't do that shit.
Get out of there,
I've
man.
been working at a hotel for,
What is going on with that, dude? What do you think about that? Man, that's super creepy, super weird, super unsettling. Ooh, a little chill, little goose pimple.
What's that? Oh, strange things are being reported around the world at an alarming rate. Tell me more. Yeah, besides the stars being reported as moving all over the place in the sky, also shipping containers that are showing up randomly in random places with random weird things in them.
What?
A woman just recently reported that she saw, after getting out of the doctor's office, a woman getting out of her vehicle and then walking into the doctor's office she just came out of. But then she noticed moments later, she looked in her mirror and the exact same thing played out that she just saw in her side mirror. Yet she looked around and nothing was being played out in the world around her.
What? That's crazy.
Another woman
Glitch,
reported
dude.
as she pulled up to her hotel, she saw a person walking towards the entrance of the hotel and disappeared right before her eyes. So she went into the hotel to tell the people what she just witnessed and tried to describe the person to them to see if they knew who she was. Oh boy.
Things are getting weird, dude. I don't know. Oh, man. I feel like some dimensional shift stuff might be happening. I don't know, man. If we are in a simulation, maybe it's breaking down. I don't know, dude. It's hard to say. What are your theories on that? Let me know. Let me know what you think. But I think that's going to do it for today's video, man. We've been going for a little while now, and I'll jump back on and we'll get some more videos going. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you have any like rabbit hole topics or any weird stories or situations that you know about that you'd like to see me talk about here on the channel, let me know in the comments, man. I'm going to make a list of some viewer suggestions and we'll get into them, man. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more. I'm Johnny Blacklight. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.